unforgettable.
Kevin steps on a dive. Classic Kemba. Durant for three. It's good. Kevin Durant. Oh, he puts it in. Thompson turning and shooting. What a shot by Klay Thompson.
I'm unforgettable.
Kyrie. Oh, and a pass. Oohs and eyes from the crowd. Putting on a show with the ball handle. Layup is good.
I'm unforgettable.
We're ready to go. If the NBA free agency was Sesame Street, June 30th at 6 p.m. Eastern will be brought to you by the letter K. Keep an eye on all the Ks here. Kevin, Klay, Kemba, Kyrie, and most mysteriously, Kawhi. There are no lack of people speculating on where all these guys are going to land. But if anyone tells you anything definitively about Kawhi, that person has to be Leonard himself for you to believe it. Our Brian Windhorst on the options, including huge sneaker money in a land far, far away.
What does Kawhi Leonard want? This is a question that has obsessed teams like the Clippers, Lakers, Knicks, Nets, and of course the Raptors for the last year.
The Toronto Raptors are NBA champions. A city, a province, a country celebrates.
The Raptors are champions, and he's a free agent. Leonard's on top of the basketball world, but facing the biggest decision of his career.
If he made his mind up that he wants to live in Southern California, he's still going to do that.
Does he want to go home to Southern California? It's where he played in college. It's where he just bought a $13 million home. It's where there are two teams with cap space waiting for him. The Clippers have the richest owner in the NBA, one of the league's best coaches, and a roster filled with a wonderful mix of veterans and young players. The Lakers have LeBron James, who battled Kawhi in 2 memorable finals. That marriage would create an instant juggernaut.
Clearly, New York is the destination.
Does Kawhi want to go to New York? It's where he rehabbed much of last season. It's where 2 teams with cap space are waiting for him. The Knicks are a world of opportunity. They can mold themselves to whatever Kawhi wants. Add another star in free agency like Kyrie Irving or Jimmy Butler, or trade for one. The Nets have a rock-solid foundation. They have good young players like D'Angelo Russell and Karis LeVert. Their new owner, Joe Tsai, is a Chinese businessman who could help Kawhi sell New Balance shoes in Asia. Or does he want to stay in Toronto? This team has done everything for him. They've brought him back to health. They've built a championship team around him. They've helped him become a conquering hero for an entire nation. What is most important? No one can seem to read him. But it's time to decide.
It is hard to tell what he's all about, John. So the bottom line is, 26.6 per game, 7.3 rebounds per game. But he's the first guy to tell you that I had those career highs because I missed those 22 games. I didn't go back to back. The team doctor, Alex McKechnie, getting all sorts of credit. And then you think about it, the 22 games he missed due to load management, you just got to think at this point, Bucci, load management's going to become a huge thing moving forward for other big
My favorite band.
NBA stars. Yes, newly into the NBA lexicon and into Bucci's playlist as well. There's no question he took his game to another level in the playoffs right there alongside Kobe. Only Kobe had more 30-point games than Leonard's 14 as they went to the finals. Again, remember, they only stretched to 7 once in that particular 4-bounce game. But money is always the issue. Our Bobby Marks, who spent 20 years in our front office, says Kawhi can sign a 5-year, $190 million deal with the Raptors. Everybody else can offer him just $141 million.
Climb them and hit the open market. Seth Greenberg joining us now, just 1 week away from a star-studded class hitting free agency, almost certainly headlined by Kevin Durant, 2-time Finals MVP, likely missing all the next season with that Achilles injury. What's the best fit? Where's the best fit for KD?
To me, I say stay in Golden State because you know what happens? He stays in Golden State. Clay's out. He's out. All right. They have a cause now. All right. They got beat this year. Obviously, next year is going to be a rebuilding year, getting some experience for some young players. But stay where you are, and now all of a sudden you have a cause. Keep this group together. All right. And now let's go win it again. And, you know, obviously they have a better understanding of his value. If he doesn't do that, maybe go to the Clippers. And I'll tell you why. You go to the Clippers right there in the backyard. You're taking on LeBron. You're taking on Anthony Davis. And you're taking on the Golden State Warriors. So if you really want to kind of go outside the box, go to the Clippers, make a statement, and actually try to compete for a championship with the Clippers. Now, you got to understand, I'm going to get to the Clippers later. Why would you go to an arena that, and I'll explain that later.
Because I was going to ask you that question, but okay, later.
Okay.
All right.
Saving it.
All right, because we have a lot more to talk about, like another two-time Finals MVP in Kawhi Leonard. So he could stay in Toronto. They could sign him to a 5-year deal. The Clippers, the aforementioned Clippers, they're in the picture. And also Woj says he's going to take meetings with the Knicks, the Sixers, and the Nets. Where do you see the best
Everyone
fit?
loves to be recruited. I mean, everyone loves home visits.
Well, why not?
Like to me, there's no reason in the world why mess with Happy. Look, in Toronto, he's not representing a city. He's representing a country. He's bigger than Drake. I mean, and think about what he's been able to do. He connects with his coach, the community, his teammates. They've got tremendous chemistry. They have a chance to repeat. Their core group is going to be together. I mean, to me, that makes the most sense. I understand going back to L.A. and playing for the Clippers. Let me ask you something. First of all, I know he's a quiet guy, doesn't like to laugh a lot. All right? But like each and every day, he's going to deal with LeBron. He's going to deal with Anthony Davis and whoever else they get. And every time you walk into the Staples Center, this is how big the Clippers are in L.A. You walk into the Staples Center. How many Lakers or Clippers statues are in front of the Staples Center? You're done. Zero. You're walking in front of Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Magic, Kobe, Chick. I mean, you name it, they're in front. They don't have the same identity in L.A. that he could have in Toronto. His whole being and his whole life changes. I understand he's from Southern California. He's got a beautiful house, I'm sure, in Southern California. He can go back there. If I was him, I would stay with Toronto.
So you're saying the two-time Finals MVP should stay put. That would be your ideal scenario. Kyrie Irving's not going to stay put. Guy who grew up in the New York area. Listen, we've heard about the Nets, possibly the Knicks. There has been talk, though, about him reuniting with LeBron James. Where do you see Kyrie?
If I was Kyrie, I learned a valuable lesson this past year, that it's hard going alone. And it's hard when you have a younger team. You've got all of a sudden now he's a KG veteran. So why not share that ride one more time with LeBron James and Anthony Davis? Why not now have a better appreciation of being the guy and having all that pressure upon you and having to deal with it each and every day? And I think he realizes right now, you know what? Having a Robin or being Batman or being Robin, whoever else you want to be, when you have another guy alongside you or have two guys beside you, now you can load manage. You can have a better understanding of you can have a off day or take an off day and still have a chance to compete. And then when the time comes for the NBA championship, you're going to be rested and talented, and you can then go and move forward. So to me, if I'm Kyrie, it makes the most sense for him to go to LA.
We'll see what the numbers would be too, right?
That's true. I'd watch that.
Whoo, how about that? How about Kyrie and a ball screen with Anthony Davis? Throw that thing anywhere.
Thank you, Seth.
Thanks, guys. You played a guitar.
Toronto, is that Canadian champagne? Is
Oh, come on.
U.S. champagne? Is it?
It all tastes the same
Imported?
going down, man. It don't matter.
Or poured on top of your head?
I guarantee
Yeah,
you this, it was cheap champagne, probably, because if I'm spilling it all over the room, it's not going to be no Moet or no Dome.
All this information is relevant and important, by the way, but obviously the most important question is the name you see in the middle of the screen there, Kawhi Leonard, and will he return? And what can the Raptors do in terms of their approach to the summer until they know what his answer is?
Nothing. You ever heard us saying the elephant in the room? Well, the claw in the room. Kawhi Leonard's decision. Look, everything rests among what his decision is going to be. And until Kawhi makes a decision, there's not much the Raptors can do. But if Kawhi comes back and talking to Masai, he really believes this team has a chance to be the Golden State Warriors of the East and have a 5 or 6 year run. Think about it. Kyle Lowry comes off the books after next year. That's $31 million. Then you have a guy like Pascal Siakam who you've developed that's going to be ready to move into that side. Fred VanVleet is ready to step into that Kyle spot. And then you look at their bench. You look at all the young players they have. This team is well constructed. Now, they do have to figure out what they're going to do with Marc Gasol. He's probably going to opt in. He has player option to opt in. And then if you can get him and add another year or two to West Point at a very cap-friendly number, around $5 to $7 million a year, you can keep this nucleus together. And when you look at the Eastern Conference, other than Milwaukee, who is poised to beat them? Think about it. Other than the Milwaukee Bucks, the Toronto Raptors has the best player, maybe in basketball, best two-way player, and they have the deepest bench when you look at them. So this Raptors team is poised to go on a 3 to 5 year run if
If
the claw will put down those hands in Toronto, and I think there's a good chance. What else can the Raptors do? Load management. He only played 60 games during the regular season.
Right.
His health was number one, and two, they won the championship. So they've done